Hey everybody, Zach from Hawkins Farm here. I'm at Light Rail Cafe for our final CSA pickup in Winona Lake of the season, so kind of a bittersweet night. It's been a great season, and do want to say thanks to everyone who has been a part of it. But because we're wrapping up and taking our winter break, a lot of people have been stocking up on our flowers. We've got barley flour, rye flour, we've got whole wheat flour, and then rolled oats as well. These are all grains we grow on the farm as part of our rotation, and they're milled in Carthage, Indiana. And it's been really neat to offer them this year, but a lot of people have been asking, like, what are some things I can do with these? So today Joel is going to show you a simple pancake recipe that works really well with whole grain flour, and is really tasty. So let's turn this around.
Alright, hey everybody, so we just kind of went for it, and we went and made a 100% barley flour pancake. Typically, if I'm going to mix in a heartier flour, we got all the noise right now, sorry.
It's a real cafe.
Typically, if I'm going to mix in a heartier grain like this, I would start with like a 50% substitution. That's kind of a good starter spot. That way, you don't end up with like rubber. Sometimes recipes just don't quite work out. You get that really tough texture. So start with 50% if you want, and then kind of work your way up until you find your taste for it. But I wanted to see what these would come out like at 100%, and I have to tell you, I was really impressed with how the barley flour worked. These are super soft and delicious pancakes. They got a little more hearty flavor to them, but other than that, the texture is awesome. So what we did is we took a cup and a half of barley flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, which I did up a little bit, just a little more rising agent in it from what I would normally do, a teaspoon of salt, and we mix those up really well. Those are called your dry ingredients, and that just helps to make sure your baking powder gets nice and evenly distributed in there. Once you do that, crack an egg into it, a tablespoon of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of milk, and then a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Whisk it all up really good and set it in your pan like you normally would. Super awesome, delicious, and you're not going to get any fresher with your flour than that.
Right on. So there it is. Yeah, and I've been recommending to folks to try the pancakes. Try other like quick breads, banana bread, before, if you haven't baked like a yeasted bread before, those are great places to start with these flours. Like we've been saying, make sure you store them in the freezer or the fridge. These are freshly milled products, and with all the oils and everything else that's good in those whole grains present. So you have to treat them just a little bit differently, but it's worth it. So, yeah.
Do the communal thing and drop what you guys are doing in the comments below so other people can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you've got a great recipe that's working, share it.
Definitely. That's what it's all about. Great. Well, like I said, thanks everyone for a good season. Thanks to Joel for giving us these recipes all season. It's been a super help to have his take on what to do with everything every week. And he takes home a share every week and cooks with this stuff just like the rest of us. So it's neat to have his expertise applied to it. But yeah, keep in touch through the winter, and we'll be back in the spring before you know it. See you, everybody.